Hi, this is Gail with a public service announcement from BERNINA of Naperville. If you like cupcakes and you eat a lot of cupcakes, you will gain at least 20 pounds. We don't want that in lockdown. So make a sweet cupcake out of fabric because you'll get a lot of exercise. Standing up, moving your fingers to thread the embroidery machine, cutting, sitting down again, many hours gazing into it, admiring how beautiful it is. Anyway, this little cupcake, it was all made in the embroidery hoop and no calories. But seriously, I'm going to show you today how easy it is to make this cute little three-dimensional cupcake in the hoop. And we're going to be using one of my newfound treasures, is this Bernette 79. It works very similarly to a Bernina, so you're going to love that. And you're also going to love the price because it's on sale for only $2,000. Well, actually $19.99. So join me and let's get started. So here we are at our screen. I've got the USB stick full of our cupcake designs. We've got, this is the cupcake top, this is the plate, this is the sides. We're gonna need 2 of those. And then this is one topper and this is our other topper. So let me just show you how to stitch out and make the most of your hoop. Let me point out that we have our largest hoop that's available for our B79 hooped with 1 layer of aqua mesh water soluble stabilizer. So that's what's going to hold all of our pieces in place, because most of the work that's going to be done is us placing fabric with a batting on the front and then also putting a little bit of fabric under the hoop. But we have to pay attention to what the machine is going to tell us to do. The first thing that I want to do is create our cupcake top. And then I'm going to actually use my little I button and the move around tool to move my cupcake top to the top of the screen. Now I'm going to add another piece by hitting that plus sign. And I'm going to choose my cake plate. And now I'm going to take that guy and I'm going to move it down to the bottom of my hoop. And now I'm ready to stitch. So I can close out and hit my stitch button. Let's hit the green arrow so it can adjust. And now we're ready to go. So our first stitch is going to be a placement line for this top piece. That was the first design I picked for the machine. So what we're going to do is we're just simply going to press our green button. Now it wants me to trim my little thread, but there isn't much of one, so I'm just going to continue. You can see here that we stitched our shape out. So now it wants us to turn the hoop upside down and adhere our backing of the cupcake top. Now you can see our subliminal messaging here, but guess what? This Bernette, it will sew through this Bernina fabric right here. So we're going to tape this, and this is, I'm calling this the OESD stabilizer tape, but I like this better than spraying a bunch of the 505 spray around. So I've taped the corners of this, and now we're ready to stitch color number 2. Color number 2 just finished. Now, one thing I want to let you know, with this particular cupcake, on this particular cupcake, there are magnets that you can put in. Now, there's no need to trim the back side of this yet. We can go ahead and keep this just the way it is right now. But what we're going to do now is we're going to embroider the buttonholes for the magnets. So they are already pre-programmed into the design. So I'm just going to select OK. And this is just simply for color 3. Camcorder closer. Come on, right here. Here we go. All right. So these are going to be little slippy doodles so that we can put magnets in so that you can just throw the pins on the pincushion and they just land wherever and they stick. okay? But we need to cut the holes before we do the next step. So I'm gonna use my little apple core block and my little buttonhole cutter. These are available at the store, and they also come with a hole punch tool. So let's get that on there. And now we're gonna use our little dude and we're gonna cut. Cut, cutty, cut, cut, cutty, cut, cut. Here we go. There we go, cutting a buttonhole. Do you have enough film to cut all these buttonholes in that camera? I'm gonna cut the rest of these just to save some of our film, and we'll meet you back at the sewing machine. Now you're ready to put a layer of batting, then a layer of the top. Now this nice little sprinkly stuff, doesn't that just look like something that came right out of 1985? I just love it. It's close to my heart. And now we're gonna stitch color number 4. Oh, hey, you're back. Well, listen, this is the part where you cut all of this stuff really close, but not the actual thread. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about chicken cutting. Chicken cutting is when you don't cut close enough and you get a big old ugly oogie mess under there. But a chicken cutter would cut like this. That's a chicken cutter. Do you see? That's going to poke out from under the satin stitching, and that's going to be really ugly, and you're not going to have a cupcake that you can be proud of, and you're going to throw it away, and you're going to waste all this time. So get your little Karen K. Buckley scissors out, these little curved things that are serrated. Get in there and cut that sucker. All right. And so what we're doing, so in this stage, after we have stitched color number 4, we're going to trim all of this stuff. Then we're going to turn this upside down and we're going to trim all of the backing stuff as well. All right, it's time to, I've done all of that cutting. Wasn't that quick? Who would have known it's the year 2022 right now? But I did finish trimming all of those little bits. So now we're going to just press the button and start sewing. And now I'll see you in 17 minutes because that's how long this color is going to take to stitch out. Ah, ouch. Everybody, let's talk about shop safety. You want to make sure that this is hot, but don't touch it. All right, so this is a key crucial ingredient in making these cupcakes. We need the help of a hot glue gun. I also have something that I like to call the Laura Star Angel. It is a silicone pad that normally would go on your ironing board, but in this situation I'm using it so I don't get hot glue all over our gorgeous Swiss designed, Swiss made shop and shop. All right, so here is our cupcake pieces. I did add a couple of buttons from the button jar. And thanks to Camilla, she has done the good job here of dissolving all of the water-soluble stabilizer that was on the cupcake. So kudos to Camilla. We can thank her for that. So now that everything is dry, we can start assembling. So the first thing that I like to do is actually glue with the hot glue gun. So I'm just going to take a tiny little bead. We don't want to pile on the hot glue on this. And I'm going to just put that together like so. Now, once again, remember, it's hot, so don't touch it with your bare fingers. Ask me how I know. Okay, we're going to put that aside. Now I need to attach this cupcake together. This is the cupcake base. There are lots of noises going on here. Camilla is frantically chewing her feet. There's money being counted. Somebody paid us, I think, all in pennies today. All right. So now we're going to put our piece in here like this. So all that requires is, it's like if you can do a button, you can do this, boys and girls. So now, here's our piece. So we're gonna fold this over and secure it with a little bit of glue. And if you get any little glue hairs sticking out, you can pick those off later. So now I'm gonna stick this down on our pad. This is another reason why we want one of these pads that we can just stick our glue down. So now that's the plate of our cupcake. And now it's gonna take us just a little bit to stick our cupcake lid on here. So while I was getting my cool tool, which are these Tula Pink hemostats, I realized I can't put the lid of the cupcake on until I put the magnets in the lid. So our cupcakes that we had at the store, we actually had a little ball of wadding and sand in there to kind of make them a cupcake, but I'm going to try doing this where I can throw the pins on the cupcake, and that way we don't need to put any stuffing in there. So remember way back, I feel like it was at least 3 days ago that this happened, that we made these buttonholes when we made our lid. And well, when we made those buttonholes, therefore placing a magnet in there that's going to hold our pins. So I'm going to put this in here, and these things keep sticking to my hemostats. I don't know why that's happening. It's hard to pry these little buggers apart, but okay. Oof, it's sticking again. So now, put that in. I'm gonna put my hemostats in one of these buttonholes, and I'm gonna grab one of my little tabs and pull this through. So just go around the cupcake, placing your hemostat in and pulling your little tabby doodad out. There we go. Got only a few more of these to go. I'm going to go all the way around this cupcake, and then after I'm done going all the way around the cupcake top, I've just got to add my lids. All right, I'm going to put my lid back on. And once again, I'm pulling these little guys through. Okay. Then, before I put the last step on, I need to add just a little squirt of hot glue. This one's a dollop. Before we were doing little dainty pieces, now we're doing a dollop. And then we're going to put a button in the center with a medium-sized dollop. I touch the hot glue with my bare hands. Now a scoochy wooch. That's somewhere between a dollop and a skosh. And now we have, I present to you ein cupcake. It doesn't taste very good though. There's a lot of fiber in this. Hang on. God, I'm not supposed to touch my face, but I have hot glue in my mouth. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to make a three-dimensional cupcake from Shelly Smola Designs. I'm Gail. This is Bernina of Naperville. Don't forget to follow our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like, and it's easy to find. It's youtube.com/Bernina of Naperville. And don't forget to like, comment, and ring the bell if you want more alerts when we add more silly willy videos like this one. So thanks a lot and see you later.